I don't believe that humans don't can't exist without art because art is everywhere. There's art to doing everything. Art is who we are. My name is Ted Smith, and I'm the visitor lead here at the Portland Art Museum. I like opening up every morning. That's my favorite part. It's almost like um, opening day on a Broadway play. Everything is perfect, and we're ready to go. The Portland Art Museum is in downtown Portland, 1219 Southwest Park. I know the address. That's pretty good. The benefits that this building, the place you're in, this is one of the oldest art museums on the West Coast. If and third probably in the country. We've existed for 127 years. We've been fortunate enough because in Portland here we're deep water port, so there were people who had resources who could buy things and bring them here. So we were a school, and this school taught art. The art community here thrived. There are artists who came through the school who have made major impacts in the art world. How long have I been interested in art? Who isn't interested in art? Everybody likes shiny stuff. Everybody likes things that look cool. And I'm one of those people. And ever since I was a kid, I might not have known what I was looking at was art, but I liked it. We have a candlestick of a slave child, and it's dear to me. I always speak to that candlestick. We got that piece. It belonged to a family, and it reminds me every day of hope. Monet, Claude Monet. We have several Monets. We have a water lily. We have one that is not damaged, nor the one that was painted by the artist to look the way it is. And I think and it's a really nice one, and so I'm proud of it. And I think Monet would be the big name. People still go to his garden to this day, and the painting that we have is over the bridge, looking down at it, and you could actually go there, and because if you go to Paris, I have never been to Paris, I want to go. But if you go to Paris, you can go to his gardens where he painted these things. We have a Van Gogh, Vincent van Gogh, and the piece we have is one right before he went to Paris. And why I think it's important, it belonged to a family here in Roseburg, Oregon. And before he moved to Paris, he was living at home. He was also painting, and he was a minister. And he had decided he had to abandon everything he worked for because he had a calling for art. And there and the painting we have, the ox cart, is one of the last things he did before he moved to Paris. Time Satine. We have one of his most iconic pieces, the little pastry chef. I saw him as a young person. I might have been in third or fourth grade, and I grew up in New York, and I saw him on a big impressionist show or something like that. I don't know. I was a kid on a tour, and I saw the very painting that's here, and it caught my eye. And it's the pastry chef, and the red behind him. And I stood and stared, and my school group left. And I had nothing. I never saw that painting again until I came here to work, and there it was, staring right back at me. And so that is the Satine piece. The little pastry chef is my favorite one here. The drunken cobbler is an example of everyday person, the middle class. And most people don't, when they look at him because they hear the word drunken, they don't realize that being a cobbler, especially then, you didn't just make shoes and put them on a shelf. You had the only people who could afford shoes were actually wealthy people, royal people. So you had to measure their feet, put their feet in there, and you had to make shoes specifically for that person. And if you'll notice that in that painting, none of his children have shoes. And the reason most people are always just say, "Oh my God," that's because children's feet grow. So the idea was, the only people who could afford to keep having shoes made would be wealthy people, royal people. So I like the fact, I love the drunken cobbler because it reminds us that there was always the working class.